with you today what we get asked the most, which is our finances. People ask us all the time, how much does it cost to take a family of 7 across the nation in an RV? We're gonna share with you our finances today.
Also, at the end of this video, we're gonna share with you how much we spend on gas. So we want your guess right now. So in the comments, before you watch, put in how much you think we spend a month on gas.
Yeah, right now.
Right now, before you watch to the end, just put in how much you think we spend on gas.
Yes, like
each
my
month.
guess is this much.
So for those of you who are new to our channel, I quit my job, we sold our house, we're living off the equity to take our kids and go see all the national parks. And so we invite you to join us on this journey. If you haven't already, make sure and subscribe to the channel. Go to 7ahead.com and get your free gift as well that we have for you there. Join our mailing list, and we will keep you guys up to date with everything that's going on, visiting all these national parks. So hit up 17 parks, and we've got a lot to go.
We do.
But
we have a lot to go.
It's been an exciting, fun journey, building memories that we're not going to forget.
What I love about RV living is that it forces us to get down to the basics of living. What is it that we really need? What is it that we can get rid of and we don't need in our life? So, as we've been living in an RV, what I've learned from my kids is that they brought all these Legos and toys, and what's funny is that they don't really use them very often. We spend so much time together as a family outside exploring these national parks, and it gives us this experience to look back on and realize we were so happy and having so much fun out there, and it actually took less stuff to do it. So that's what I like about RV living, is it really helps us become minimalists. When if we lived in a house, it'd probably be hard for us to do that. But now in an RV, it forces us to have less stuff.
So we have been living in an RV now for 3 months. We sold our house exactly 3 months ago today. And so
kind of a fun little anniversary.
Yeah, fun anniversary. We've learned a ton. So to have a framework to discuss finances, we came up with the 3 essentials of RV living, which are: first, your power. Gotta have power. Second, water. Need fresh water. And third, how are you gonna take care of your waste? So the way in which you're able to manage and take care of those 3 things is gonna determine how much you're gonna spend in your RV. To start off with, we're gonna talk about just a little bit of terminology, stuff that we should have known before we left and didn't even know.
We didn't know anything.
We didn't know anything.
3 months ago, we had never even spent one night, one day camping in an RV.
Yeah.
Nothing.
If you go to a campground, there's something that they call full hookups. So what that means is the campground's gonna take care of those 3 problems. They're gonna take care of your power, they're gonna take care of your water, and they're gonna take care of your waste for you, right? A typical price for a full hookup is around 50 bucks. 50 bucks a night. If you're thinking about that as far as doing that every day, that's a $1,500 a month. So it's a good mortgage, but if you think about, hey, you're free, you can go do whatever you want, you can travel, so there's those advantages, right? As far as the cheapest full hookups that we've seen, I mean, usually $30 is about the cheapest we've seen. I mean, there are some like campgrounds done by cities or recreation.gov. I find all of my campgrounds through an app called Dirt. So we'll put that in the link in the description. Check out Dirt, they're awesome. It's an awesome app that you can use on your computer. I basically pull that up, say you can put in filters. You can say, I want to only see big rig locations with Wi-Fi or whatever you want. There's another term that we're going to talk about. It's called, like, there's 3 different names that I've heard, like dispersed camping at a dispersed site, which means that it's free to you, right? You can just go camp there. People call it boondocking. They also call it dry camping. So this is basically going somewhere where you don't have to pay for camping. So this could be a national forest, this could be your friend's backyard, this could be whatever, like anywhere that you can stay for free. So on Dirt, you can search for dispersed camping, and they have lots of dispersed camping spots on there as well that are free to stay at. So the longer that you can stay, obviously the less it's going to cost you. There's a couple things that we're going to talk about in terms of the 3 essentials of RV living that are going to help you do that. The longer you can stay self-sufficient. So number 1 was power. So at a campground, you can plug into a 30 amp service or a 50 amp service. And they technically both are called full hookups, but for a rig like ours, 50 amps is much better. So if you're in a 30 amp spot and you have like 1 AC going, maybe your washer and dryer, and then you try to plug in like a rice cooker or an electronic fryer or a griddle, like it'll trip the breaker. The 50 amp is really nice because you can run everything just like a house. If you're not in a campground, then that's where power becomes interesting and important, right? So if you're dry camping, number 1, you can run your generator, okay? So then you're spending a little bit on gas and, you know, wear and tear on the generator, but you can pretty much, like this one has 1500 amp generator inside. For the most part, you can run everything on the generator. That'll also charge your batteries. The second thing is solar. I'm gonna actually take another video and go into power more in depth, because if we did that now, this video would get really long. And so we have 2 different solar setup here that help us maintain our power through solar. So solar is awesome. And the third thing is your batteries. So batteries range, there's good, bad, and in between. We have 1 good battery and then 6 normal batteries. So batteries that you have are going to help you just do things longer, okay? There's those 3 main things. You got your generator, you got your solar, and you got your batteries. And there's inverters, another thing that we'll go into and stuff on that power video.
And as you're dry camping, make sure that you get to know how long your battery will last. I remember one time our battery was fully charged and we were super excited. We're like, oh, this will last a long time. And we ran a fan and we ran that battery down, all the way down, and we couldn't even use it anymore. And I was so surprised it was just 1 fan. But keep in mind, different batteries will last longer with different things. And so you have to try it out and really get to know what electrical things will take up your battery and what things won't.
Yeah, like initially I thought that we were going to be all green and do a lot of our cooking on electric stuff with our new battery and solar and stuff. We bought like a big
griddle, and we bought an air fryer and my Instant Pot. We're like, okay, everything's totally going to be electrical. It's going to be great.
And not the case.
No.
Yeah, if you're so the Instant Pot, for example, it'll drain your entire battery. That takes you the whole day of solar to charge up. So, okay, so number 2 is water. So this has a 90-gallon water tank, which is a good amount of water. We can last, if we really pushed it, probably 2 weeks.
And that's really good for 7 people.
Yeah. If you're at a campground, obviously you can just take your hose, plug it into your RV. Make sure you put on a pressure regulator though, otherwise you'll blow out your plumbing at some of these campgrounds because the pressure is really, really powerful. You're going to want to know how much water you have in your tank and really experiment with how long that's going to last you. As far as number 3, the waste, you've got really 3 things. You got your physical waste that you put in your trash can. Number 2, you've got your sewer. So that's anything that goes down that toilet. You have a tank, it's called your black tank. And you want to know how big your black tank is and be able to manage that. So our black tank is 75 gallons, which is way too much actually.
It's huge.
There's
no way we would actually let ourselves fill it up to 75 before. I mean, that would just be so gross.
I mean, yeah, we could go a long time on 75 gallons. So, however, the next thing is your gray water tank. So that's anything that goes down the sink or the shower, okay?
We're really good at filling that up.
So, so we get in our RV our first day and a half, and ours is 75 gallons. We filled our gray tank. So this is like us being used to a house, right? We're washing our hands, we're
taking long showers.
We're going in the shower.
We did 2 loads of laundry, which when you do a load of laundry with our washer, it takes 16 gallons.
Yes.
Which we did not know. I had no idea it would take that much water to do a load of wash. So we were just using it like crazy. Of course, we would never let our gray tank overflow. Ever. Okay, maybe once. okay, maybe twice, but we've learned our lesson, okay? And if you see some water coming out of the shower, that's where you're gonna see your gray tank, usually where you're gonna see that water come out.
That's what happens when you get your gray water too full.
So, gray water overfilled and came out the tub, and I probably didn't need to, but I tore out all the flooring so that I could dry underneath to make sure that everything got dry. So that was a fun adventure for today. Hey, little Sammy, what you doing? You gonna help? You gonna help? Oh, thank you. Thank you. So there's a couple tips and tricks that we're going to give you to help you live longer with that gray water tank. So this is what we do as far as washing the dishes goes, or washing hands or anything like that. Put in this guy, just a little
Like a little tub.
little tub that fits in our sink perfectly, and then we're able to catch all the water that's going down, and so it doesn't fill up our gray water. It's our little hack. Rather than throw this water down that same tank and get it filled up, we just take it when we're done, like this.
What are you gonna do with it? Put it down the toilet.
Flush it down the toilet. Boom. Dumping it down the toilet puts it in our 75 gallons worth of black water that we're never going to use. That also helps kind of clean the sensors and stuff as well. Second trick is when you're showering, if you can, get an outside shower. That works great. So as long as you're in a dispersed camping area, right, you've got your nice little outside shower, none of that water is now going down into your gray tank. So it's gonna last you a lot longer. Now, typically, like, we can dry camp pretty comfortably for a week, you know, no problem. So the big question, so how do you live for $30 a week? Well, what works well for us is going to a campground once a week, and going to a full service campground for once a week, one of those $30 ones. So that is how you live in an RV for $30 a week. And again, can you do it for more? Yes. Can you do it for less? Yes.
Especially if you didn't have 5 kids, you'd probably do it for less.
Yeah, that would make it a lot simpler, for sure. The whole purpose of living in an RV is so that you can travel and do things, right? So how much does that cost? So that's where it gets expensive. So you'll want to come to know what gas mileage you get. So as we've traveled across the country, we're very, very consistent at 7 miles to the gallon. I can show you how I create Google Maps of like all the areas that I'm going and mark all the places on there that I'm visiting.
If you want us to make a video about how he plans his maps, put in the comments below, yes, maps. And then if we get more of those, then we'll make a video about how Adam designs his maps.
You can plan out and know how much gas you're gonna spend once you have that number. So everything total for a month, a typical month of travel, and again, obviously it depends on how much you're traveling versus how much you're staying, how close the parks are, but we're typically about $1,800 a month in gas. So that's our mortgage, right, is the gas. So like filling this guy up, it's funny, it's like $320 to fill this up, $330 to fill this guy up. And so you have to go in and prepay, or you can sit there like, I'll hit the gas, I'll just not want to prepay, so I'll do it once, do it twice, pay $100.
Because it'll automatically stop at $100. Because it'll be like, oh, well, that's a lot of gas, and it'll automatically stop you.
And then,
yeah.
And then they actually wouldn't even let me do the next $100, so I had to go in and prepay for the rest. So that's gas. The next thing is food. I mean, we've found that our food bill hasn't really changed in an RV that much. It's pretty much the same as it was in our house. which I think our budget's what, 800?
It's about 800 a month. But you have to keep in mind, we have growing children.
And a bunch of us are gluten-free and
half
stuff
of
like
us are
that,
gluten-free, and so
we actually rarely ever hit that anyways, but
it's a little pricey when you have to be gluten-free, so.
Yeah. So as we've talked about in this video, to recap, you've got your 3 essentials of RV living: the power, the water, and the waste. Your ability to take care of those things yourself is going to determine how much you're going to end up spending as you live across the country in your RV. So hope that's helpful, and let us know what other questions you have. What did we forget in the comments? What else do you want to know about? And we'll be sure to answer those questions. Again, make sure and subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends and family. So excited to have you guys on our journey with us. And until next time, peace out.
Bye.
Have you been sick? Is that why you get a lollipop? Dad is doing dishes and cleaning up the kitchen because he's amazing.
Yep. My pink gloves. I ordered some new ones today. I don't know what color they were, but they didn't come, so
They were supposed to be blue.
it's okay.
This RV is taking good care of us. Still gotta last a while, too.